The jealous neighbor. Anna loved her little garden. Every morning, she would water her colorful flowers and check on her vegetables. Her garden was the most beautiful one on Maple Street. People walking by would often stop to admire her bright red roses and tall sunflowers. Anna always smiled and waved at them. She felt proud of her hard work. Next door lived Mr. Grimm. He was a grumpy old man who rarely smiled. His garden was full of weeds and dry grass. Mr. Grimm would watch Anna from his window, sipping his bitter coffee. He didn't understand why everyone liked Anna's garden so much. "It's just dirt and plants," he would mutter to himself. But deep inside, he felt a strange tightness in his chest whenever he saw people praising Anna's flowers. One sunny afternoon, Anna was planting some new tulips when Mr. Grimm came out. "Your garden is too colorful," he said sharply. "It hurts my eyes." Anna looked up, surprised. She wiped the sweat from her forehead and smiled. "Good afternoon, Mr. Grimm. Would you like some fresh tomatoes from my garden? They're very sweet." Mr. Grimm's face turned red. "I don't need your charity," he snapped and went back inside, slamming the door. Anna sighed. She had tried to be friendly to her neighbor many times, but he always responded with anger. That evening, as Mr. Grimm ate his lonely dinner, he couldn't stop thinking about Anna's garden. "Why does she have such a perfect garden?" he grumbled. "My garden gets the same sun and rain, but nothing grows properly." The jealous feeling grew stronger in his heart. He decided he would make his garden even better than Anna's. The next day, Mr. Grimm went to the garden store. He bought the most expensive seeds and fertilizers. He worked all day, pulling out weeds and digging the soil. His back hurt and his hands were covered in dirt, but he didn't care. He imagined his garden becoming so beautiful that everyone would forget about Anna's. Weeks passed. Mr. Grimm watered his plants every day and added special plant food. But his flowers grew slowly, and some didn't grow at all. His tomatoes remained small and green. Meanwhile, Anna's garden continued to flourish. Her roses bloomed bigger than ever, and children often came to see her sunflowers, which stood like happy giants. One morning, Mr. Grimm saw Anna receiving a Best Garden Award from the neighborhood committee. That was the final straw. His jealousy turned into rage. "This isn't fair," he shouted at his empty living room. A terrible idea came to his mind. He would ruin Anna's garden. That night, when the moon was high and the street was quiet, Mr. Grimm crept into Anna's garden. He carried a bottle of weed killer. His hands shook as he looked at the beautiful flowers sleeping in the moonlight. Just as he was about to pour the liquid on the roses, he heard a noise. "Mr. Grimm? Is that you?" Anna's voice came from her porch. She was holding a cup of tea and looking surprised. Mr. Grimm froze, the bottle hidden behind his back. His heart pounded like a drum. I was just..." he stammered, unable to find an excuse. Anna came closer. She saw the bottle in his hand and her eyes widened. For a moment, Mr. Grimm thought she would scream or call the police. But instead, she asked softly, "Are you having trouble with weeds too? I noticed some in your garden yesterday." Mr. Grimm couldn't speak. He felt shame burning his face. How could she be so kind when he was trying to destroy her precious garden? Anna continued, "I know gardening can be frustrating sometimes. When I first started, nothing would grow for me either." She pointed to a corner of her garden. "See those rose bushes? They almost died in my first year. I was ready to give up." Mr. Grimm looked at the magnificent roses. He couldn't believe they had ever struggled. "What did you do?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. "I asked for help," Anna said simply. "My neighbor, Mrs. Willow, taught me everything. She showed me that different plants need different care. Some need more sun, some need shade. Some like wet soil, some prefer it dry." She smiled. "Maybe I can help you with your garden, Mr. Grimm." Tears filled Mr. Grimm's eyes. He put down the bottle of weed killer. "I'm sorry, Anna," he said, his voice cracking. "I was jealous of your beautiful garden. I wanted mine to be as good, but when it wasn't, I got angry." Anna nodded understandingly. Jealousy is like a weed in the heart, she said. If we don't pull it out, it chokes all the good feelings. She extended her hand. Why don't we start fresh? I can show you some gardening tips tomorrow. The next morning, Mr. Grimm woke up feeling different. For the first time in years, he felt hopeful instead of bitter. He went to Anna's garden, not with jealousy, but with curiosity. Anna showed him how to test the soil and when to water plants. She explained that gardening requires patience and love. Plants can feel your emotions, she said. If you care for them with anger, they won't grow well. Mr. Grimm listened carefully. He realized that while he had been focused on competing with Anna, he had forgotten to enjoy the process of gardening. He had been so busy being jealous that he hadn't paid attention to what his plants really needed. Over the next few months, something amazing happened. Mr. Grimm's garden began to improve. With Anna's help, he learned which plants grew best in his soil. He discovered he had a talent for growing herbs and vegetables. His tomatoes grew plump and red, and his basil plants filled the air with a wonderful smell. But more importantly, Mr. Grimm himself changed. He started smiling and waving at people walking by. Children who used to run past his house now stopped to smell his mint plants. He even started sharing his vegetables with other neighbors. One day, the neighborhood committee came to give Mr. Grimm a Most Improved Garden award. As they handed him the certificate, he saw Anna smiling proudly in the crowd. This award should go to Anna too, he said. She taught me that gardens grow better when we help each other instead of competing. From that day on, Mr. Grimm and Anna became good friends. They often worked in their gardens together, sharing seeds and stories. Sometimes they would have tea between the two gardens, talking and laughing as the sun set. Mr. Grimm learned that jealousy had been like a wall between him and his neighbors. Once he let that wall down, he found friendship and happiness. His garden became beautiful not because he tried to beat someone else, but because he learned to care with love and patience. And the most wonderful thing was that now Maple Street had two beautiful gardens instead of one, making the whole neighborhood brighter and friendlier for everyone.